Welcome to Spirit Speak, exploring the afterlife with Connie and Barry Strohm. Your hosts are here to speak the words of the spirits and answer your questions. Now, here are Connie and Barry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Spirit Speak, exploring the afterlife. I'm Barry Strohm, your host, and our goal here is to educate as many people as possible about the afterlife and about heaven. All of us will face the afterlife, and we want you not to fear it. We currently have over 500 videos on our YouTube channel. We cover all aspects of the paranormal, the afterlife, and hopefully heaven. The channel's in my name, Barry Strohm.
And I'm Connie Strohm, your co-host. We try to bring you all the aspects of afterlife so that you understand heaven and all the miracles associated with it. Death is inevitable, but it's nothing to fear.
Okay, now we're going to bring in our show today with a bit of a disclaimer. The opinions or statements voiced on our show are the channeled words of the spirits and do not necessarily reflect our opinions, those of the Voice America Network or of our sponsors. Now, today is going to be very, very special.
Yes, today we're going to discuss something that's very important these days: coexistence between world religions, especially as it pertains to violence between members of the Hindu and Muslim faith and Christians in India. We have a very special guest today. His name is Sanjay Darla. He is a Christian minister from Nellore, India. He's involved in such violence on a daily basis. He sees it all the time. We will also channel the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi and have him answer some questions related to the coexistence between religions as well. Hello, Sanjay, and welcome to our show. Thank you for joining us. Will you take a couple of minutes and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you so much for your wonderful welcome. I am Sanjay Darla from Nellore, India. And I am so happy to be in this show. I've been watching this show ever since I have first seen the show. I got myself immersed in it. I almost keep watching the show all the day, and until I sleep in the midnight, I just keep the messages of God through Barry ringing in my ears and in my heart and mind by keeping the earphone, whatever work I'm doing. I just keep watching and listening to wonderful words of God through Barry and Connie Strohm. And God has richly blessed me today to be in this show. And I really thank Jesus for blessing me for this wonderful opportunity. I started ministering to Jesus in 1991. And I tried to be the translator, and I have been the translator for all these years for many Canadian, American, and German Christian missionaries who tried to evangelize many places of the world in Asia. So I worked in many countries of Asia, especially in Sri Lanka, India, and Nepal as a translator for all these missionaries. So I worked for Christian missionaries belonging to several denominations like Church of Christ, also Lutheran, Baptist, Pentecostal. So I got to know all the different doctrines and dogma of different denominations. And after working for many, many years, I got surprised that here in India, the church members of Lutherans are not at all interested to mingle up with other Christian denominations like Pentecostal and Baptist. So every Christian feels here in India that his doctrine is the ultimate, and if any other person cannot follow this doctrine, he will be banished to eternal hell. So I thought it was so rude. So I got myself involved in social service ministries with many international organizations like Healing Hands International and One Kingdom. And I worked in several Asian countries, bringing hope in the times of severe natural disasters. So I thank all those wonderful Christian organizations who are so benevolent and used me as a tool of God, lifting up the suffering people in many Asian countries, especially in India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. And I have been a teacher and preacher of the words of Jesus in TV, radio, and I'm trying my level best to bring out the messages of Jesus through as many media platforms as possible, like WhatsApp, ShareChat, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. So I'm trying my best to bring out the messages of Jesus in as many media platforms as possible. But after I met Brother Barry through his YouTube channel, I really got hope. So the research I have been doing, what happened to the original teachings of Jesus? So, banishing all the other Christian denominations to eternal hell, I thought God can never do that. So, when I met Brother Barry Strom and I came to understand clearly what God is thinking, the eternal salvation, what is His plan, what is the life plan for each human being, how it is devised, how it is designed, and how man is misusing his willpower and how he is missing the target in reaching and doing justice to his life plan. All these so many wonderful things. Now I started bringing out the true messages of Jesus to as many people as possible. And I did so many spiritual courses in Hinduism so that I could reach out to Hindu brethren and feel them and make them feel that Jesus does really love them a lot. So I'm doing my best to mingle up with Hindu brethren and Muslim brethren so that I might bring that kind of good unity in my country, especially in India. So, Brother Barry Strong's messages have been so helpful to me in my mission to unite brothers of Muslim religion, Christian religion, and Hindu religion to work for the common good of the entire country. And I'm so blessed to be in this show to share my faith and my ministry with dear, blessed, divine souls, Barry and Connie.
Hey, Sanjay. One quick question here before we do some of the rest. Why do Hindus hate Christians?
Yes, this is a wonderful question the entire world should know. In India, so many Christian missionaries from various denominations, Christian denominations, they have come to India for many, many years. And they preach and indoctrinated to the Indian Christian brothers and sisters that this is the ultimate doctrine. If you believe this, if you follow this, you will go to heaven. If you believe in any other Christian religious doctrine or any other religion, if you mingle with them, if you go to any Hindu temple, or if you attend to any marriage of a Hindu, or if you attend to some festival of Hindu, or if you eat the food they offer to the idols in their temples, our Christians have been taught by foreign missionaries that you will be damned to eternal hell if you do these things. So our Christians here, by believing all these things, so they reach to a certain level where they cannot mingle and love Hindu brethren at all. So when they invite them for some festival, uh, our Christian brothers here in India, many of them, they feel like, oh, if I go to their festival, oh my God, Jesus is going to banish me to eternal hell. Oh God, I'm not going to say hello to them. I'm not going to love them. So our Hindu brothers here, they thought, hey, what these Christians are, this religion is from outside, and we loved them. We allowed this religion to flourish. Look what the Christians are doing now. They are hating us. And one more important point is many of the missionaries who came to India, they indoctrinated the preachers here that whatever worship, the kinds of worship Hindus are doing, these missionaries taught our Indian brothers, Christian brothers, that their because of their worship, their type of worship, they are going to eternal hell. So our Christian brothers, they have these big loudspeakers. every Sunday, and some classes in between the week, and with a mic and with the loudspeakers. Many of our Indian Christian brothers, they preach loudly that you are worshipping idols, you are going to be in the hell forever and ever, there will be no relief, so repent. So these kind of teachings, when spoken aloud, our Hindu brothers, they got hurt. So now it came, the hatred reached to that level. Now our Hindu brothers feel that why so hating Christian brothers, why should they live in India at all? They should be sent to Israel. They should be sent to US or Germany, some Christian country. So many of the Hindus are now to reach to a certain level that okay, let's do our best and send all the Christians to Christian countries, because when they live here, they cannot love us, they cannot coexist with us, they hate us, and they threaten us that we are going to experience hell forever and ever. This is the reason, brother.
Sanjay, how prevalent is the caste system in India today?
Yes, wonderful question. Caste system, when you think about some 1950s, it was so intense, but because of a lot of education being developed in India, so people are highly educated now, and because of the internet, with the introduction of internet, the entire world has become a single global village, and because of the high education, nowadays in the general public, there is no respect or importance for caste system in general, uh, to meet each other or to invite to festivals. There is no barrier because of caste system. We see Indians of different castes getting married so happily and living together happily. So that's not a problem. But when we come to the politics, so the caste system is still there. So few castes, they want to rule the country, they want to rule the states, and the other caste, people belonging to other castes, they are not given a chance in the ruling. So people are dissatisfied, and the castes who are not given a chance in the government, they really want to have a chance so that they can do justice to their own people. That's the situation here now in India.
Sanjay, how do the members of the Hindu faith react when you convert a member of their faith to Christianity?
So wonderful question. And when you see conversions, when they happen on their own, I have many experiences that a Christian brother, he tried his best in his religious way, and he could not get his disease healed. And many people told him that Jesus is a wonderful healer. So he prayed to Jesus, and Jesus healed him. And he decided that I would follow Jesus. So that type of conversions, our Hindu brothers, they don't bother at all. So they believe that Jesus is also a wonderful yogi. That means highly enlightened person, highly spiritually enlightened person is called a yogi in India. So many spiritual Hindus, they believe that Jesus is a great master, spiritual master, great yogi. So when a person follows Jesus in this way, so they encourage them, okay, you go on, that's wonderful. But there are some instances where, because of the livelihood problem, many Indian Christian preachers and pastors, they go to certain Hindu brothers and they bribe them, brother, you just come and take part in the baptism. We just take some photos and send to some Christian missionary overseas, or they will send some money. So I'll get some money and I'll share something with you. So it's all a livelihood problem. You know, you have children, I have children. Let's do this together. So come to the baptism. So when Hindu brothers see all these things, they feel very, very bad. So why you do this conversion just for money? Just take a job. You just do a business. You have your own livelihood. Why you want to convert people for your money? So these kind of conversions are being protested by our Hindu brothers here in India.
Okay, Sandy, one more quick one because we got to take a break in about 2 minutes here. How do the politicians in India react to Christians?
Brother, in India, actually, when we see the real scene, there are some festivals where Hindu, Muslims, Christians, Jains, Buddhists, they all celebrate together. They live in wonderful coexistence. But the politicians, for the sake of their win in elections, they create purposefully some misunderstanding between different religious people, and they want to make one sect of people that we are here with you. If you vote for us in the election, we will support you, we will protect you. You are in the danger. The other religious people, they are hating you, they may kill you. We will protect you, so please vote for us. So for their own personal benefits and selfish benefits, they are creating, some politicians, they are creating religious differences and misunderstandings between different religions in India.
Okay, Sanjay, very good. We're going to take a short break here. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Stick with us. We're going to talk to Gandhi in the next section. So we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Connie and Barry will be back after a few words from our sponsors. Is death the end of the journey of the soul, or a time of new beginnings? Is there proof of an afterlife? What would historic figures say if they lived today? Psychic and channeler Barry Strohm uses his gift of spirit communication to answer these questions and explore all aspects of the hereafter. Have all the information necessary not to fear life's final journey. Tune in to Spirit Speak, Exploring the Afterlife with Connie and Barry Strohm, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
Psychic and author Barry Strohm has now published 9 books dealing with supernatural subject from ghosts to aliens. His most recent books, Messages of God and Messages of the Prophet Muhammad for a Modern World, bring you the channeled messages of the founders of Christianity and Islam. Their words are intended to guide their followers through these modern times. These books are available in softcover and ebook on Amazon.com. Signed copies of all of Strom's books are available on his website, www.barrystrom.com. Welcome back to Spirit Speak, Exploring the Afterlife. Here are your hosts, Connie and Barry Strohm.
Okay, everybody, welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. We have Sanjay Darla with us, all the way from India, Christian minister, doing wonderful work. So, Connie, you have any more questions for Sanjay?
I do. Sanjay, what percentage of the population in India are Christians?
Only 2.3% of the entire Indian population are Christians.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. And I know when we talk, you speak so much about the violence that takes place over there. Have you been personally affected by the violence?
So when I go to some villages, when I visit people who watch my spiritual messages through YouTube and Instagram, when they invite me to their homes to pray for their sickness and to deliver word of God. So when the extreme Hindu group people, they come to know that I'm there. So sometimes, they came in a way that they are also Christian brothers. They just mingled up in the group. So they started listening to my messages. So to their surprise, what I was teaching was pure divine love and coexistence. So after my speech, they hugged me and shook hands with me, and we expected a very different kind of speech that Hindus are going to hell, they are going to be burnt in eternal hell, You got to convert, you got to become Christian, you got to change the way you dress. So we expected these kind of teachings, and we came just to beat you up. But man, you just speak only divine love, divine compassion, and you want coexistence. Man, we love you. So whatever charity work I do there in the village, they bring some food from their homes, and they bring some clothes from their homes, and they work together with me, and we do a lot of charity work together. So that's my experience, brother.
Yes, that's wonderful. Do you think there is any hope for coexistence between Hindus and Christians in the future?
I would love to answer this question. There will be hope if and only if the various religious Christian denominational people, they come to a conclusion and clearly understand that letter to letter following will not give them salvation. They should have their own spiritual experience. That is the only spiritual truth. Every eye is different, every nose is different. So every mind can receive the same word written in the Bible in a different perspective, in a different way. So now all the Christian, I mean, most of the Christian denominations with which I have worked in India, they feel that only their denominational teaching is the ultimate. If it is not followed, all the other religious people and all the other Christian religious people, they are going to burn in eternal hell and eternal fire. This misunderstanding needs to be erased, and they should clearly understand where the Bible has been edited, and who edited, and why many writings in the Bible, they were edited. And the Christian religious people, they should understand Jesus taught the way, but not a strict religion. So the people should have some spiritual experiences, so that they can personally experience that there was some editing happened in the Bible, so that you cannot say that your perspective is the ultimate and it is the only true. So each person's spiritual experience, it should give him spiritual understanding. When spiritually a person gets an understanding or enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment will be the same, because one God, because Paul said a wonderful thing: one God, Ephesians 4:6, one God in all. So one God is in every person. So there is only one truth. So if spiritually we get some enlightenment, then we feel one God, and we begin to see God in every Christian, in every Hindu, and every Muslim, in every Christian denomination. That's why Jesus says, blessed is the one who sees God. So unless this happens, unless preachers work for this, I think there will not be any hope for future unity between different religions in India.
Sanjay, I mean, there are many, many Christian ministers that preach that every word of the Bible is correct. As you know, since I bring messages of God himself, there are a few things that do differ from the Bible.
Yes.
Do you point out any of the differences? And if so, what all do you point out?
So how I teach to various staunch aristocratic Christian religious preachers who are here in India, if you want to see that, if I say, if you put the light on, there will be a torch. If you say, I don't believe this is a torch, you will not see the light. You take the torchlight, you press the button on, then you see the light. In the same way, I always I always tell them to try meditation, because in my meditation and in my dreams I saw my previous life. So the previous life is there, written by the Bible shows us the reincarnation through John the Baptist. Jesus himself clearly says about the reincarnation. But our religious preachers here, they try their best to use one verse in from Hebrews Hebrews epistle, and they want to prove that there is only death for one time and there will be only judgment for one time. So they don't want to see the truths. They don't want to test the truths. They don't want to really meditate. They don't want to really pray to God and ask God to see if there is reincarnation. If they pray to God, God will show them in the dreams their previous lives. That's how I try to. There are many ways I try to bring light and truth into the lives of many preachers here. So I'm trying my best. I face a lot of opposition. I face a lot of hatred. I face a lot of disfellowship. So when I speak about reincarnation, many Christian preachers and churches, they have disfellowshipped me. I'm not allowed to mingle with them. I'm not allowed for their meetings. I'm not allowed to speak in their meetings. In spite of all this, I just love to live for Christ and His truth. So I believe that there are editings in the Holy Bible, and some of the essence of Jesus' teachings is still alive. So that part of the teaching we can take, but we don't have to do anything with other edited teachings in the Bible. Unless we do that, there is no hope for coexistence. So everybody gets their egos inflated, feeling that their doctrine is ultimate. So every person is feeling his doctrine is ultimate. So every ego is inflated. When ego is inflated, there is no possibility for coexistence.
Okay. Will you describe the educational system of India and what changes do you think should be made to encourage more love and coexistence?
So in India, as far as I have seen in my studies and my children's studies, there is only focus for making children engineers or doctors or big mathematicians, something like that. So lot of stuff of math, science is there. But when a child is continuously bombarded with only physical and material subjects, his soul cannot be enlightened. So before 14 years, the internal environment is very apt for receiving any information and storing the information and developing the information. In India, as far as I have seen in my education and in my children's education, the focus has always been on maths and science, predominantly maths and science, some extent social sciences. So, wonderful line told by Solomon that a boy in his boyhood, he should remember the Creator. That's wonderful. That's wonderful truth. So, before 14 years in the schools, the government should try to appoint spiritual teachers who have spiritual experiences and who got spiritually enlightened, so that they can give some practices to the children, so that they can give equal importance to both physical survival as well as spiritual enlightenment and empowerment. So unless that is done in India, so people may grow up, they may become engineers, doctors. By the time their ego has occupied them, and they have already lost the capacity to listen to spiritual words, to try spiritual practices, and get spiritual enlightenment. So without spiritual enlightenment, so the one life will be wasted. So God has to send him again to this earth for getting spiritual enlightenment. So through this show, I request not only in India but also in all other countries, government should take steps to impart spiritual enlightenment and spiritual experiences through spiritually enlightened masters.
Okay. We're going to, as I promised, we were going to bring in Mahatma Gandhi to speak with us a bit. Gandhi was an Indian attorney, anti-colonial nationalist, went through nonviolent resistance that led to the successful campaign for Indian independence. We've had him on our show many times before. He is a wonderful, wonderful spirit. So I'm going to bring him in now, and I'm going to channel a bit with him. And then after we say hello to Mr. Gandhi, then Sanjay, I'm going to let you ask him the first question. So, Gandhi, would you like to have a message for us? Yes, I would like to thank you so much. I would like to thank you for allowing me to come through once more. As you know, I try to bring peace to the world and coexistence. I believed that nonviolence was the only way. Today, you're seeing many people that believe that violence is the only way, but I would assure them that that is not true. I have been watching the work of Sanjay. He is a wonderful person, a great minister. He is trying to do his best. I would hope that all of you out there would attempt to do your best as well. We are all one. When you arrive over here, you will truly understand that fact. So thank you for allowing me, and I understand that Sanjay has a question for me.
As you watch from the other side, what is your opinion of the reasons Hindus hate Christians?
I think that you did a superb job of summing it up. Many people are very inflexible in their beliefs. They do not understand that each religion is but a single pathway to heaven. There are many, many pathways to heaven. If those that believe the Hindu faith is the only path would open their hearts and understand, the fact is, one does not need a religion. We all go to heaven. There is no exception. You will go to heaven, but how you live your life is the great determining factor when you arrive here. If everyone understood that the only thing that matters is living a good life, then all would be well. Everyone must open their hearts. That is the first step. And they must understand that any violence in the name of religion is absolutely not what God wants.
Gandhi, do you have any suggestions for the future coexistence of Hindus and Christians?
The introduction of facts, the introduction of God's true words, the true understanding that we are all one. There is no difference. Anyone that creates violence in the name of their religion must understand that they will be judged negatively for that when they arrive back in heaven. It is very simple. It is simply common sense. Look at everyone as your brother or sister. Let them know that only through coexistence will humans continue to properly evolve. Sanjay, have another question?
Yes. Dear Gandhi, what are your suggestions for the future coexistence of Muslims and Hindus?
I would hope that there are more people like you. There should be Hindus that preach oneness. There must be Christians. There must be Muslims. Everyone must teach the fact that we are all brothers and sisters. Everyone must understand that simple fact. If you understand that fact, then life will become much better. If everyone simply pursues a good life, I know that in the Christian faith, the golden rule, or doing unto others as you would have them
Yes.
do unto you, is a key foundation. All religions must understand that it is only through that way of living that true coexistence can come about. I think that people like Sanjay are making a large difference. As we watch from over here, we understand that there is truly hope. One must never give up that type of hope. Okay, everybody, it's time to take another short break. When we come back, we'll have more of Mahatma Gandhi and Sanjay Darla. So thank you once again. Stick with us. We will be back in 2 minutes.
Connie and Barry will be back after a few words from our sponsors. Psychic and author Barry Strohm has now published 9 books dealing with supernatural subject from ghosts to aliens. His most recent books, Messages of God and Messages of the Prophet Muhammad for a Modern World, bring you the channeled messages of the founders of Christianity and Islam. Their words are intended to guide their followers through these modern times. These books are available in softcover and ebook on Amazon.com. Signed copies of all of Strom's books are available on his website, www.barrystrom.com.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
Is death the end of the journey of the soul, or a time of new beginnings? Is there proof of an afterlife? What would historic figures say if they lived today? Psychic and channeler Barry Strohm uses his gift of spirit communication to answer these questions and explore all aspects of the hereafter. Have all the information necessary not to fear life's final journey. Tune in to Spirit Speak, Exploring the Afterlife with Connie and Barry Strohm, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel. Welcome back to Spirit Speak, Exploring the Afterlife. Have a question for Barry or their guests? Join us on the show at 866-472-5788. That's 866-472-5788. Now, back to the show.
Okay, everybody, welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us. We have a great show today. We have Sanjay Darla from India, and we are channeling with Mahatma Gandhi, and he's in heaven. So, Sanjay, you have another question for Mr. Gandhi.
Yes, it's my pleasure. Dear Holy Soul, Holy Spirit Gandhi, do you have any suggestions concerning the caste system in India, and how would you recommend having any change?
That, Sanjay, is an incredibly difficult question. The caste system in many is just so ingrained that it's difficult. The best that can be done is people like yourself that speak the fact that all people are one, that all people
Yes.
are of God, are God's creation, and that there is simply no difference. The caste system is a terrible thing. There are people with amazing abilities that are trapped by the system. The simple fact that you keep preaching a oneness among all, that fact will take time, but it will be understood. Okay. Sanjay, got another question?
What is your opinion on interracial and intercaste marriages?
Sanjay, as I said, we are all one.
Yes.
There should be no difference. No one should ever look upon another for not allowing them to marry the person that they feel will bring them true happiness. God wants everyone to be happy. Happiness goes with his love. If you love God and there is a person that you wish to spend your life with, then no one should interfere with that.
Okay. There are Muslims that believe that every word in the Quran is correct. How can they ever coexist with Christians that believe every word in the Bible is correct?
That's correct.
That is another very difficult question. I see you guys have been working overtime here. Muslims are an incredible faith. Muslims understand that it is only through their God, through their Allah, that they can find salvation and go to paradise. There are those that you will not be able to convince. There are those that will choose to misinterpret the words of the prophet. The prophet was sent back to bring love. The prophet faced very difficult times. The prophet needed at times to be very forceful to protect his people. Individuals need to understand that as we go through time, things change. Modernization and education are extremely important. The only way that long-term understandings can take place is through the understanding that there is a single God, however you wish to approach his name. Allah, God, Jesus, they are all names of a single ultimate energy. That energy watches over all religions. All religions are equal. If you take time to understand that God is but a single being, that is very difficult. That is, in many instances, impossible for a person to understand that has been indoctrinated totally throughout their lives. But it is an understanding that is absolutely critical. Speak simply of everyone getting along, of understanding the problems of others. Each human has the same needs. They want to find happiness. They want to understand the afterlife. And they want to do what is necessary to raise their families. That is a great equality. Equality such as that can bring religions together.
You were raised in the Hindu traditions. How would you describe your spirituality and religious beliefs as you lived your life here on earth?
I had a very close relationship with God. I would receive messages and I would look at things differently. In the beginning, I felt that the Hindu faith was the faith. I still love the faith. as I watch from over here, but I do see radicals that are misinterpreting aspects of it, as there are radicals in all religions. There are radical Christians, there are radical Hindu, and there are radical Muslim. The simple path is the best. I lived at a time that the British were taking advantage of India. I felt that I needed to actively work in order to make the people of India independent. It took many, many years, and it took much work, but we succeeded in finding independence. But we did it through nonviolence. The concept of nonviolence should be the keystone to all spirituality and religious beliefs. Sanjay, you have another one?
Yes. Dear and beloved father of our nation, India, dear Gandhiji, there are many politicians that use religious differences to gain wealth and power. Please, what would you say to those individuals?
All who use political power to gain wealth, to enlarge their egos, they will all face judgment upon return. How they live their lives will reflect how they are assigned in the realms of heaven. These people are creating a terrible karma for themselves. In their future lives, they are going to have to pay for that karma. There will be a time that they will totally realize what they've done. And that time will be their day of passing if they do not realize before that. They are doing great harm. The politicians must learn to do what is best for the people. To split people, to create violent situations, that is a terrible karma that will have to be adjusted when they return.
Many Christian preachers teach that an individual that does not wash their sins in the blood of Jesus will burn in an eternal fire. Now that you're on the other side, what would you say to those preachers?
I would say that they are creating diversion. I would say that they're creating great harm. Those concepts are the concepts created by the church. Sadly, there are members of all religions that try to obtain power. Religions try to gain great wealth. And sadly, many people or many religions want their members to rely totally upon their sacraments as the only way to heaven. I can assure you that they can obtain higher levels in heaven simply by living a good life and following the simple commands that God would speak. Preachers that try to create fear are doing a terrible disservice. Individuals like that are part of the reason why certain folks draw away from God.
As we've heard. Sandra, you got any more questions?
Yes, yes. In the Hindu faith, the cow is sacred and never to be eaten by members of the faith. Christians and other faiths dine on beef, creating anger among Hindus. What would you tell members of the Hindu faith concerning this issue?
I would tell them that all creatures are holy in the eyes of God. But I would also tell them that God created animals for the food supply necessary for humans to exist. There were times in the past that if early ancient humans were not allowed to dine upon animal forms, they simply could not have existed. Individuals, for instance, that live in very cold environments do not have access to vegetables. So there are situations where God created animals so that humans could exist. If an individual believes that dining on the flesh of an animal is not the path that they want to take, then that is fine for their belief. But they must understand that different situations mandate different beliefs. And they should bear no animosities when different faiths follow different beliefs.
How does God view homosexuality and same-sex marriage?
All individuals are equal in the eyes of God. Many make choices that, shall we say, alienate others. There are individuals that must learn life lessons. God does not hold different lifestyles against an individual as long as they are living good lives and they are helping others. If those lifestyles are used as a means of violence, then that will be a karma that those individuals must bear. Okay, we're reaching the end of our show here. Sanjay, would you please take a couple moments and tell individuals how they can contact you? And
Yes.
anything else you'd like to speak of?
It's a wonderful opportunity given by God for me today to take part in this wonderful show. Barry and Connie Strohm, they have been doing a wonderful job in bringing the real truths that are highly essential to solve many difficulties and problems in the current day society. And I really appreciate them, and I pray that God will give many more wonderful messages through both of them. And I request all the viewers to support my ministry. I'm a full-time minister. My name is Sanjay Darla. I've been ministering for Jesus since 1991. I have charity programs for old age people, beggars, and pregnant, poor women, financially poor pregnant women. And I have a special ministry for people who suffer because of extreme natural disasters like floods. As as I live in coastal part of India, we have every time we have a lot of floods and people suffer a lot. Since 1991, I have been doing consistently ministry for all those people who suffer from floods every year. And if you want to support my ministry, you can financially aid me by contacting me through WhatsApp Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram Messenger. So I have a trust through which you can do wonderful deeds. I have a everyday charity work going on here in India and Nepal and Sri Lanka. So I'm being invited from other Asian countries also. So if you can take some of your earning for this work of God, definitely I believe that God will bless you. My Facebook ID is www.facebook.com/sanjay.darla, and my YouTube ID is Sanjay Darla Messages of God's One Kingdom. And I have one more request for you. If you want to contact me through Instagram, you can contact me through my Instagram ID, sanjay.darla.nellore. So if you can contact me through any of these messengers, I'll be very happy to be able to contact with you. And my WhatsApp number is 918099250729. So I'm consistently preaching the true messages of Jesus since 1991. Though I have been enriched, every day improved through the messages of Barry and Connie Strohm. I'm trying my best to bring the messages of God through every media platform that is available for me. So it all takes a lot of expense. So if you could financially take a partnership with me, you can bring up the true messages of God. So please take your time and think about it, pray about my ministry, and I hope that many of you will start supporting me. I really thank Connie and Barry Strom for allowing me welcoming me for this wonderful show. I believe that this is where, in this show, I really found my spiritual happiness talking to a holy soul from seventh dimension. You know, Gandhiji has been our father. Gandhiji is the father of our nation. So I read about him since my childhood, and I follow many of his principles. And he talked with me through Connie and Barry Strom. What a blessing! Thank you, Barry and Connie Strom. I will be grateful forever.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Hey, Sanjay, thank you so much. I've been following his work for quite a few years now, and he's a wonderful individual. You will find very few people that are as dedicated to leading people to God as Sanjay. So, Sanjay, thank you so much. Appreciate having you.
Thank you, too.
Okay, next week, we're going to interview the spirits of the actors of the Old West, Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, and Dale Evans. It's going to be interesting to see what they think of modern country music. At the present time, I've got 9 books on Amazon. My latest book, Messages of Muhammad for a Modern World, consists of messages of the prophet that we've channeled in numerous sessions. Book's available on Amazon. It's in soft cover. It's an ebook. It's in both English and Spanish editions. Signed copies are available on my website, barrystrom.com. I'm currently in the process of preparing my 10th book for publications based on the challenge we've done with archangels. And I think you're going to find it very, very interesting.
And I would like to thank you all for joining us on the Voice America Variety Network. Please give us a thumbs up and tell your friends about our show. If you'd like to see more of our channelings, as Barry said, we have 500 videos now. Just go onto the YouTube channel in the name of Barry Strohm.
And I would like to give a special thanks to Mahatma Gandhi. Mm-hmm. His spirit is a wonderful spirit. Thank you for coming through. We always appreciate speaking with him. And I would like to thank him for not making me speak today with an accent. So thank you very much. Please join us each Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific time on the Voice America Variety Network.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Spirit Speak, Exploring the Afterlife with Connie and Barry Strom. Tune in next week for another informative and inspiring episode on the Voice America Variety Channel at 9 a.m. Pacific Time.